So we are going to dive right into it. So what is the HydroDiamond facial and why does using its name boost your reach? Right, so basically the HydroDiamond facial is a skincare treatment that combines two powerful techniques: the diamond tip microdermabrasion and hydrodermabrasion. Right, so this is the diamond tip, and this is what you would use for the microdermabrasion, and this is the tips that you use for the hydrodermabrasion. Right, so this dual action treatment, it helps to exfoliate the skin surface while simultaneously infusing it with hydrating and nourishing serums that Zemits have to offer. They have a wide variety of serums for all skin types, and it can be incorporated with the DermeLuxx Pro, right? So it has been becoming popular now, and I'm gonna explain why you would want to use HydroDiamond facial name into your content, right? So social media is very, very important when it comes to pushing your business, right? Especially Instagram. You want to be able to mention in your caption, you want to be able to mention in your hashtags HydroDiamond facial, right? Because this is going to attract your clientele, right? It's going to build your clientele as well, and clients are going to be curious as to what is a HydroDiamond. So when they type in HydroDiamond and you share this on your content or on your feed, your feed will appear on their feed, right? So this is why it's very important to mention it into your hashtags when you purchase this machine. And it's becoming popular. This is like the top 3 requested facials that clients are now starting to familiarize themselves with, right? The reason for it being so popular now is because of the dual action, the exfoliation and hydration at the same time, and clients see immediate improvements in their skin just from one treatment, right? It's non-invasive, there's little to no recovery time required, and it's beautiful for its versatility. Like almost all skin types could come in and have this facial done, whether it's sensitive skin, whether you have fine lines, wrinkles, hyperpigmentation, even mild acne, right? So the HydroDiamond facial is getting blown up because of all of this beautiful all of the beautiful aspects behind it, right? Also for its luxury appeal of it, because when you hear HydroDiamond, you think of, something high-end, right? So you will also attract a high-end clientele, which you would want for your business as well. So when they are looking for something luxurious and whatnot, they could come to your establishment with asking about this facial, right? And also the name it sounds sophisticated. Like when you hear HydroDiamond facial, you think of high tech. You make it attractive for influencers to come in, and normally after they finish their facial, they would want to post you, they would want to tag your business. So it's a great name to have under your your caption and your hashtags and whatnot. It builds curiosity, right? So clients will love posting something that sounds unique like HydroDiamond facial. When you really think of it, it's the cutting edge of Instagram worthy, driving people to book with you, right? So that is why you should mention HydroDiamond under your facial name and whatnot. Okay, so moving along. Right, so the key benefits of the HydroDiamond is for like a deeper exfoliation. You know, it provides hydration, and it's not just exfoliation. You know, it helps to lift pigment, it rejuvenates the skin complexion. So you know, it is an innovative approach to ensure superior outcome and a smarter way to care for your skin. It's really, really beautiful, right? By harmoniously merging diamond, microdermabrasion, and hydrodermabrasion, we have eliminated their shortcomings and amplified their efficacy twofold. So basically what Zemits is trying to say here is that with the traditional microdermabrasion, you know, you're only performing that on dry skin, right? It's oversaturated. Almost everyone is performing microdermabrasion and the low average pricing. So you'll get a microdermabrasion roughly around between 60 US to let's say 150 US. That's as far as you get it, unless you probably do it as an add-on and you have another add-on, but that is as far as it goes, right? And the traditional hydrodermabrasion has a high usage of costly serums. Like long before I had the DermeLuxx Pro, I had a hydrodermabrasion machine, right? And you would have to fill it with distilled water. It's a lot of water. So if it's a lot of water, that means you have to use a lot of serum in order for the facial to be effective. So you come like you're not really making a profit, you know. You have to always go through bottles upon bottles in order to get a proper hydrodermabrasion a proper hydrodermabrasion facial to be effective, and it have little to no abrasion. So with the HydroDiamond, you are actually making a profit because it's just $2 consumable. You're not even using I'll show you after how much serum I use to apply on the client's skin for each treatment. One bottle is equal to 100 treatments. So you are saving, you're getting profit. Zemits care about your pocket. You know, you're actually making a living when it is you combine HydroDiamond into your protocols, right? It's great. It covers both microdermabrasion and hydrodermabrasion, right? And it's really effective because of the chemical exfoliation, right? The hydro serums, the mechanical exfoliation, diamond abrasiveness, right? So you could charge up to 175 US minimum per facial, right? So that is the benefit of the HydroDiamond, whereas from the regular traditional microdermabrasion and traditional hydrodermabrasion. Okay, so we're gonna get into the serums just in a moment. So why choose Zemits serums? Now the Zemits glass skin serums have versatility into it, right? And now we're going to go into why it has versatility, sorry. So this is one of their most popular serums, the HydroClear Pro. You can use this on almost every client, right? It deeply clarifies and exfoliates, smooth texture and reducing blemishes. This solution, has lactic acid in it, so it's very great for exfoliating and sloughing away dead skin cells. It brightens up the skin complexion. It's really good for all skin types, even sensitive skin, and that's why it will have lactic acid in it to help with hyperpigmentation as well, right? The next solution is the Salic Pure Pro. This has salicylic acid, of course, into it. It purifies and unclogs pores, reducing acne and calming inflammation. So this is perfect for like my clients that have clogged skin, clogged pores, heavy extractions. What makes it so versatile is that you don't have to always incorporate the DermeLuxx Pro machine with this. You could just use it by itself, like a prep for extractions. So like if you know your client come in for like a traditional facial with manual extractions, you could have this serum and apply it onto the client's skin while they are steaming, and this is gonna help prep the skin, open up the pores to remove whatever they have, whatever they have, blackheads, whiteheads, cystic acne. It's really gonna help soften the skin so that the extractions will be easier, right? Then the next solution is the Glycovelvet Pro. Just by its name alone, Glycovelvet, like it has glycolic in it, and it leaves your skin feeling velvety in other words, right? So it brightens, it renews, it targets fine lines and wrinkles. This is perfect for anti-aging, your more mature clients that sagging. You want to be able to lift their skin and give them a nice youthful glow. This is the serum. This is the solution for them, the Zemits Glycovelvet Pro, right? And moving along to the serum infusion, we have my favorite go-to holy grail, which is the Zemits Revitox Pro. Right, I use this for almost all my clients because of its deep hydration, and it pushes antioxidants into the skin. It perfect for plumping the skin, calming the skin. Anybody who's dry, this is like a great pick-me-up. I love the Revitox Pro. You can use it on all skin types, even for sensitive skin, even for persons who are not familiar with acids. This is safe. You know, the term better be safe than sorry. This is her, right? The Zemits Luminoxy Pro is for brightening, hydrating. It has a radiant complexion. So when you're infusing the serum infusion, which I will show you later down what that device looks like, you put these serums into the gun, the serum infusion, the oxygen gun, and you infuse it into the skin. You literally pushing these serums into the skin, right? So that is what the Luminoxy does. It brightens, it hydrates, smooth out. And then their last serum is the Oxytide Pro. This is a good pair, the Zemits Glycovelvet and the Oxytide Pro, for persons that are anti-aging, mature skin, dry, brittle. You need a pick-me-up. These two is a perfect pair. It firms and boosts collagen to reduce fine lines and enhances elasticity, right? So that's it for the hydro exfoliation and extraction serums. And we're moving into the conductive gel. So Zemits has a gel called the Zemits Firming Genius Pro. This gel is perfect for when you are going to do the cold therapy. You apply this gel first and then you perform your cold therapy. It deeply hydrates the skin. It gives you a collagen boost, perfect for anti-aging. It gives a soothing effect. It brightens and evens out the skin tone. So this is what you end with. You end with this this gel and the cool therapy. Clients love it, love it. And then final, you are going to clean your machine with this. This is not to apply on the skin at all. This is the Zemits EquiShare Pro. This is to help clean and sanitize your Hydrodermabrasion machine. So at the end of your service, not at the end of the day, at the end of your service, each service, you are going to flush your machine with this. You're basically taking the wand, you're pouring a little bit into a cup, very little. You're not using a whole bunch. Like your waste jar is gonna look like if it barely have anything, because all what's going into the waste jar is what you use on the face. It's not gonna look like the traditional Hydrodermabrasion machine where you're gonna see a whole bunch of water and no, it's not gonna look like that. You're gonna use a little bit of this, flush it, and then you use distilled water and flush out the EquiShare so that your machine is clean. You're making sure that you keep the longevity of your machine. So that's what the EquiShare is for. This is not for the skin, right? So we just touched base on all the serums. So we're moving on. So remember, I mentioned to you guys how much serums how much bottles I will run through with my traditional, with the Hydrodermabrasion machine that I had before. I would go through bottle after bottle after bottle after bottle, because you have to use a lot in order for that facial to be effective. Whereas with Zemits, is one bottle is 100 treatments. That is like amazing to me. You are making back a profit 100-fold, right? It reduces the serum expenses by 20 times. That is really good, right? So we're moving on. So these are the tips that Zemits offer. Now, the higher the number is, the less abrasive it is, right? So the H200 grit is perfect for persons with very sensitive skin, right? Normal to oily skin as well. So 200, the highest number, is the more mild the diamond tip is, right? It would not be as abrasive as the 150 and the 100. So we move into the 150, which is a moderate exfoliation for the face. This one is a little more abrasive, but your client could still handle it. This is like for persons with tough skin. This skin texture is really tough and you want to get some good exfoliation going on, you can go into the 150 grit, right? The 100 grit, however, I would use for the body. Body meaning the back, like back facials, and like I mentioned, I do butt facials as well, because that is a thing. It has persons that experience butt acne, so I would go in, and it's good to have two sets of your tips, so that you could, if it is you do back to back, you don't have, and you run out of time to cleanse your tips, you have a next set, right? When you are purchasing, be sure to always have extra grits, extra ruffles as well, right? But back to what I was saying is that I would use the 100 grit for body treatments like the back and the butt, right? So these are the diamond tips. This is for the microdermabrasion aspect, right? The ruffle peel tips are for more gentle. This is acrylic tips. These are not as harsh. These are like for persons that, they can't handle these. So you could go straight into the acrylic tips, right? It's gentle resurfacing treatment for sensitive skin or reactive skin. That's like persons who have rosacea, right? That's for the larger, that's like the cheeks, the forehead. The small one, which I personally like to use for the whole face, the small clear ruffle tip is for delicate areas like the nose and the mouth, providing precise treatment without irritation. So I personally use it for the whole face. I use the large clear tip sometimes, but I like to use the small clear ruffle tip for the entire face because I'm able to be precise on where I want to focus on extracting, right? So the ruffle extraction tips, the large clear one is perfect for pain-free extraction, sebum, and across broader areas of the face. So this is for larger areas of the face like the cheeks, the forehead, and it's less painful because there's no ruffle. There's no ruffle inside. You see how inside have like a little grit? This one has none. So this one is like really good for people who really sensitive, like rosacea sensitive, right? And then there's this tiny one, perfect for the nose. You could get in that nose properly to extract blackheads and whiteheads for precise non-traumatic extractions, just as what it says here is exactly what this is doing, right? So this is what Zemits offer for their tips, both diamond and acrylic, right? So we are moving on. Just a reminder, again, I know you may have some questions. Just be sure to put it under the Q&A and I will answer all questions after we finish the presentation, right? So we are here at HydroDiamond treatment steps. Now this is just a rough run through of how to perform the HydroDiamond facial, and this is before adding protocols like if you want to customize a facial. This is before all of that. We're going to focus on the basic steps here on how to perform a HydroDiamond treatment, right? So your first step is to apply the Hydrodermabrasion serum. Now I said that I'm going to show you guys how much serum I will be applying into my bowl. It is literally a little bit and I apply that with a fan brush. So when you put it into your bowl, you apply it onto your client's skin with the fan brush and just take up to 2 minutes to let it soak in. I love to steam while this is happening so that it fully preps the skin, it softens the skin, before we go in with step number 2, which is the hydro exfoliation. This is where we use the H200 grit. Like I told you, I love using this as a beginner client. I will go in with my 200 grit because why? The 200 grit is less abrasive. So we go in with our 200 grit, which is this one, based on the skin and the area concerned. If the client is really textured and rough, you could chance with the 150. But if it's a first timer, like I said, we better be safe than sorry. We are going in with the 200 grit and perform the hydro exfoliation. This is the microdermabrasion process being taken place here, right? For sensitive skin areas, use the clear diamond free hydro tips, which is this one, right? So like if you know the person's cheek is getting red, you won't want to keep passing it over and over here. You could just pass it on the more tougher areas of the face and then go in with your acrylic in the cheek area, right? Always look at the client's skin to see how it reacts before you proceed with whatever with your exfoliation, right? With this process, when you begin this, you'll notice the client's skin get back dry because remember, step 1, we did this before this, so we will have to reapply the Hydrodermabrasion serum and then go back in with your acrylic tip, right? So you're focusing on your T-zone, you're focusing on your nose, and with this, I would like to do something called the twisting motion. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, which I will share later, in some of my videos, I would show the twisting motion where it's getting the sebum out and you're seeing it being sucked up into the acrylic tip, right? You need to twist it so that it's being manipulated, right? So when you perform that twisting motion throughout the forehead, throughout the nose, especially the chin area, you're gonna see that sebum being extracted and going up into the tip, right? Then your last step is the smart waste collector, where you're going to use the EquiShare. Remember, we mentioned the EquiShare above, which is this one. Zemits EquiShare for cleaning and sanitizing your machine. So this is what you're going to use last to clean your machine, and it will be exited into the waste jar, right? So the reason why we need to always cleanse your waste jar after each service is because you don't want it to clog. You don't want to run into any problems with your beautiful expensive machine. You want to make sure that you keep the longevity of it. You flush it with the EquiShare, and then you take some distilled water and flush out that EquiShare, so that you have a nice clean tube inside the machine, right? So we're moving along. Okay, so Zemits provides a lot, as you could see, protocols. You have anti-aging treatments, you have hydrating, you have acne, hyperpigmentation protocols, you have scalp, you have back facials. I am really curious to try the hand rejuvenation. I believe my hands are so dry from always washing my hands. I want to do this on myself. And pre-event glow treatment. This is like, you have those brides that are coming in. I love to perform a nice hydrating treatment using my machine, right? So when you scan this code, you'll be able to see the different protocols. So I will just give you like 1 minute to just scan this code. Or you can message Zemits Official and they will just send it straight to you. Right. So we're moving on to my cases. Now, this is my beloved client. She has been with me for quite some time. She had light hyperpigmentation from hormonal breakouts, uneven skin tone, occasional dullness, right? So she was really happy with her results. We are still working on it. As you can see, we still have a little something going on here, but this was her before. Look how textured. I mean, this picture isn't doing justice, but I'm telling you, her skin was super textured with like pits and stuff, and we were able to achieve this with a couple sessions, and I'm going to show you my protocol. All right, so we did a total of 12 sessions, and I spaced it out 3 weeks apart, allowing for healing and proper cellular turnover. Now, when it comes to acneic and hyperpigmentation clients, you need to have your clients on a close leash. Like, make sure you have them on a program. Don't just book a acne facial and then you don't see them again. You need to make sure you have programs set out for them, that they understand the assignment, that you need to come in order to achieve this, right? So I had her on a strict 3 week. Every 3 weeks she would come. Now, before she begins any of this, I had to acclimatize her skin first with this treatment, with her skincare. So before she came in to do any facials, I put her on a strict skincare to acclimatize her skin. Now, when I say acclimatize, skin acclimatization is basically the process of your skin adjusting to new skincare products. Now, the two lines that I use is Vivant and Circadia. Now, for acne and hyperpigmentation clients, I love to use Vivant. So we're going to be talking about Vivant and their protocols. Now, Vivant protocol, they require you to let the client go home, acclimatize their skin to their line. So I put her on a mandelic cleanser morning and evening 3 times for the week. I did not start her off every day. So I start her off with 3 times for the week. And in between the days that she's not using the mandelic cleanser, she would use a milk cleanser from Vivant as well, right? Followed by her toner, which she would use 3 times or twice for the week, nighttime only. It's repair pads. It's like pads where she will swipe it on her face. Then her serums, I have her on 2 serums, one for the morning and one for the evening, which is a 8% mandelic serum, and Derma 8 gel is for the night. So mandelic is basically to lift the pigment off of the skin. It helps with hyperpigmentation basically. And the Derma 8 gel from Vivant is basically to keep the breakouts at bay. It is a vitamin A serum, so it will keep her breakouts at bay. So we're targeting 2 things here with these 2 serums: her pigment and her breakouts. Then moisturize. The name of the moisturizer is Totalo, AM and PM, and then the sunscreen. So when my girl used this for 3 months, then she comes in to have her facial done because her face is all prepped. She's ready to do acids because her skin was a virgin skin. So I had to prep her skin first to come and do some abrasive treatments, right? So let's get into it. So we cleanse with a pH balance cleanser to remove impurities. One of my favorites is the Circadia oil cleanser. I love that cleanser so much, the vitamin veil. Then I went in with the enzyme to exfoliate her skin from Vivant. Then we did a mild mandelic acid 30% peel to brighten and target hyperpigmentation. Now this peel is not a peel where it has downtime and you have to peel for 7 days and you look like a snake. No, this peel is basically a booster so that, you know, when it boosts your results basically. So it helps boost the products that you have home. It boosts all of that so that it could help your results to be faster basically, right? Then we neutralize and remove the peel with cold compressors, and I was supposed to put this step before the LED, so I put a hydrated mask. I use cosmetics. They have a nice sheet mask that I would apply and put her under the LED for 15 minutes to calm inflammation, boost healing, and then I end her with a vitamin C and SPF, right? So this is her acne protocol. Then 3 weeks after the acne protocol, this is where you keep them on the tight leash. You need to see what's going on. Don't let them run off. I have her come back and do a DermeLuxx Pro. Reason being, she's gonna be a little flaky and dry. We did something really intense here. So this is where my DermeLuxx Pro come in to save the day, right? So 3 weeks after that, we address her light peeling with the DermeLuxx Pro to help replenish her moisture level. So we start off with the cleanse. We cleanse with the Circadia vitamin veil. Then I perform the Hydrodermabrasion with acrylic tip. I did not use any Microdermabrasion tip. I used the acrylic tip, right? Because I didn't want to compromise her skin. Her skin was, you know, it was already going through a lot. So we did the acrylic tip, and I brighten and exfoliate with the circadian raspberry enzyme. That is to help lift hyperpigmentation and whatnot. And the serum that I use, this is the serum gun that I was explaining earlier. This is where you will put your serum inside. And the serum that I use is the Oxytide serum, because that helps to promote skin repair, right, and boost hydration and radiation. So I put that, and I use the oxygen, and then of course I end with my cryo wand, which is this right here. I use the Firming Genius gel, and that is to help lock in the hydration, and we end with the SPF. So I did that 12 sessions. This is her results, right? So she's really happy about that. We're still working on her, like I said before, and this is her protocol. So I'm gonna move on to case number 2. Oh, this one I cried. Both of us cried for this result because it was a lot. It was a lot of patience. Like I said before, you need to keep your clients on a close leash. You do not want them to just come and do one treatment and then you never see them in the next couple of months after. No. You need to bring them back every 3 weeks and charge accordingly, right? So she developed this from wearing her mask at her job. She's a nurse. She worked in a hospital. So this is what happened basically, right? To achieve this, same as above, I acclimatize her skin using the Vivant line. Like I said before, I use Vivant for acne. So after acclimatizing her skin, she came in 3 months after. She did 12 sessions, by the way, 1 session every 3 weeks from July to now, right? So she cleansed with the Vivant Mandelic. No, sorry, this is what I'm doing for her in-house treatment. So I cleansed using the Vivant Mandelic cleanser. We did the 30% Mandelic peel like I did with my first client, right? We brightened with the Mandelic Serum, moisturized with the Totolo, and the SPF 30. So basically it's the same thing. Like I said before, this is my holy grail line that I use for acne, right? After that, 3 weeks, pull her in with my leash. Hey, come in, let's do a HydroDiamond. Your face is dry, you're peeling. And we did it. We did just that. So we cleansed with the Circadia cleanser. We performed the Hydrodermabrasion with the acrylic tip. I didn't want to use the diamond tip because her skin would have been too compromised. You want to be gentle. I use the HydroClear. I rather use HydroClear than the Salic Pure because you want to hydrate. The Salic Pure would have dried out a little more, right? Then you brighten with the Circadian Raspberry Enzyme, my fave. Love that. And of course, the Oxygen Infusion with the Oxytite Serum, right? To promote skin repair and boost hydration. Ending with the Cryo one, the Firming Genius to lock in moisture. Same process with this client, right? So we did that for 12 sessions. This is her results. We had to tweak some of her home care to more hydrating, to make sure she put a little more hydration in between because she was dry a little bit, but we kept working on it, and this was the results. We still have some work to do. As you can see, there's still a little hyperpigmentation, but it's way better than this, and we are happy. She's happy as well, right? Okay, so on to the last case. This was achieved in 2 sessions. I was impressed because, well, her home care, she didn't have to go through any acclimatation because her skin was already accustomed to acids. She already was prepped. She knew, hey, my skin could handle it, right? So she just struggled with acne prone skin, minor scarring, uneven texture, hyperpigmentation, clogged pores. So what I went in to do was I double cleansed with the vitamin veil, of course, my holy grail. I applied a gentle enzyme to slow away dead skin cells, and the enzyme that I use is my raspberry enzyme, another holy grail that I mentioned. Extract, she had a lot of extractions, so I performed manual extractions. But after doing the manual extractions, oh, sorry, I missed this. So after double cleansing, I went in with the DermeLuxx Pro and I used the Salic Pure because she had a lot of extraction. She was clogged, right? She had heavy congestion. So this is where I use my Salic Pure, right? And her skin could have handled it. She wasn't dry or anything, so definitely went in with Salic Pure, right? And then after performing the DermeLuxx Pro, I then went in with my Circadia Raspberry enzyme to slow away the dead skin cells. Then I just performed a little bit of manual extractions, nothing too serious. It just had a little stuff on her nose and her chin, right? And after I applied a Mandelic serum to address her hyperpigmentation, I used the Vivant. I just use a light amount. And then I also incorporated a hyaluronic acid base, which is the Revitox. I told you all I love that serum. So I use the oxygen. This is the oxygen part. This is the hydrating serum with the hyaluronic acid is the Revitox, right? And I put that into the oxygen gun and applied it over the first serum, right? Then I applied her mask, which is her sheet mask that I would use from cosmetics. And I then went in with the conducive gel to do my cold therapy to help soothe her redness and whatnot. And then we concluded with a lightweight moisturizer and SPF, right? Her aftercare is what she is accustomed using at home. I think the brand that she was using was Dermalogica. Then she added a vitamin C. She moisturized daily and whatnot, but she had to come off of the vitamin C post treatment just for like about 2 days, and then she could start back using her vitamin C, right? So with that, when I saw her in her second session, after, she was already like this. So it basically happened in one session. So after one session and she went home and I saw her in 3 weeks, this was post 3 weeks, right? And we were really happy about that. She was happy. She had a pageant. She went up for Miss World, and I was really happy about that. And she represented Trinidad and Tobago, right? So yeah, so basically my expert tips on what I usually share with clients is, make sure you change your pillowcases. When you're extracting, you work in smaller sections to minimize the irritation and ensure that you clean the pores properly. Layer. I love product layering. And yeah, each client is different. You want to tailor each session to client's needs. So you want to make sure that yes, some of the protocols was similar, but this one, in this case, it was more of hydrating and diminishing her clogged pores and her textured skin. So yeah, this was her results. I'm really happy about it. And yeah, so right, so let's touch on price. I charge close to, well, because you have to charge basically it depends on where you are in the world. I know some places like New York, it's saturated and stuff like that. But where I am in Trinidad, it's not so saturated. So I would charge between 180 US and up. And why I say and up is because it will obviously have to add on. You could add on LED treatment. You can add on an enzyme, right? So it ranges between 180, 200, 250, 300, even up to 400 US, right? And you are actually look at that. You are able to generate as much as 76,000 US in your yearly income by conducting this treatment, one treatment per day. Okay? You can't get better than that. You cannot get better than that, because it helps you to save. It helps you to save because of the amount of serum that you are using, right? So this is Salic Pure, right? I've had this bottle since Zemits asked me to become their brand ambassador, and this was since last year January. So I made a yay me, right? So I still have this, and I did quite a couple amounts of facials, right? So this is how much I'm going to be using on one facial. That's it. You mightn't see because of the lighting, but that's all. Right? See it shaking there. I don't want to pour it because it might fall, but yeah. So that's basically all. And you take your fan brush, right? And then you apply it on your cut. You could either do it piece by piece, so you could apply on the forehead and then go in with your wand, or you could apply on the entire face while you could apply it on the entire face while you're steaming, and the steam is going to actually have the serum on your face longer. So that's why I will always recommend you to steam while you have this on. And I'm not gonna put it on my face, but I'm just showing you guys, right? So when you dip, it's like a non-drip method, like you just applying and then you go in with your wand. No mess. My other Hydrodermabrasion machine, it was messy. Like I would be performing the treatment and it's running all down on the client's hair, all on the client. This is no mess at all. I love it. Right, so I'm going to just answer this one question that Selena sent. Right, if you use ruffle tip, can you perform the Hydrodermabrasion treatment more frequently, like every 2 weeks? Yes, it's gonna be so safe that you could perform a Hydrodermabrasion treatment in the next 2 weeks, even in 3 weeks as well. The ruffle tip is very gentle. Remember, that tip is not as abrasive as the diamond tip. Thank you guys, and I'm so happy that you all came to support me, and I will see you all in another webinar. Bye.